My name is Amina Gela. I'm with the customer experience team. I am currently the customer experience management specialist. I am responsible for enforcing customer experience value to our Nine Mobile subscribers.
I am Victor Esanawo. I'm in the security, health and safety team. I'm responsible for ensuring that we come every day, do our job safely and go back home to our families.
Gender bias as a conversation generally for me is the ability for the entire society to just give preferential treatment to men. However, putting this in context, this is just when you give when you just prefer one gender over another, in the case of preferring men over women for whatever reason. That's what I understand by it.
Okay, for me, gender bias is discriminating someone based on their gender, perceived gender or real gender. So it can be for a man, it can be for a woman, So women can do it to men and men can do it to women.
Sure.
So that's my own understanding of gender bias. Well, I think it varies. It depends on the situation, because sometimes it may be culturally based, it may be religion, it may just be how the society is. Because if you find yourself in a place where women tend to be more of the leaders, where they are looked up to, I think in that situation you'll find that the men may actually be the one that may actually face that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the bias may be negative. So how about opening the door for a woman to go first? Mm-hmm. So that's a positive. It's not a negative thing to it, but it just courtesy that the woman should go first. Everything, ladies go first. So for me, I do not see it in that manner because things have changed over time, and then there's more awareness, and I believe that's why we are here. There's more awareness, we are able to talk about it and then ensure that we can get to the level of equality, in the whole of this.
Okay, so you saying equality just makes me wonder if we'll get there. But we are in the process of getting somewhere better than where we used to be. Because when you talk about if people are being given fair treatment, I would first of all look at the most integral part of the society, which is family. And even in families, you find that in some cultures, like you've mentioned culturally, you don't even find women having a say when they don't have male children. Or you find parents who are grossly unsatisfied because they don't have a male heir. And these are our realities. But like you said, times are changing, and we're hoping that we won't be where we are now in next year or in the near future. But I totally agree when you say that yes, this is prevalent in our current society, but we are trying everything we can to move from that space to a different space. You find that in some very complex conversations, they don't even mention women. Yes, times are changing and you find women talking about technical stuff, complex stuff, but the first thing that comes to mind when you're talking about very intense conversation is a man can do the job.
Well, just to support you on that, I feel women too can do the job that men are equally doing. I remember one time that I was on a flight, and I turned out that the captain and the first officer were women. And then when they announced it and then we finally landed, everybody clapped, including the men, because the women did very well. So everybody has that potential, irrespective of gender. So it's just to ensure that the opportunity is given, equal opportunity is given to everybody to ensure that they fulfill their best.
True.
So I agree with you on that. So and I feel that we are progressing positively in that aspect to get to where everybody's going to be, should I say, assessed based on their capabilities and their output rather than their gender. Yeah.
That's a conscious effort, I must say. Because
yes, conscious. It must be intentional.
Yes, it has to be intentional, because what tends to happen is men or the society just already make choices for women. They just assume, oh, okay, I want to schedule her for this. And they say, oh no, she has a family. And they just rule her out of that conversation, you know. But like you said, it's a shift and we're getting there. Because now we can see that in the society we have women making bold statements, making bold imprints in things. And not because I am a woman, I just see that women have it all. They're able to do 2 times the things that men do. They are able to handle a lot of pressure in the home front. They're able to handle a lot of pressure at work, and they marry these things together and they just emotionally succeed, you know.
So at the end of the day, I would say women are stronger, because women carry a lot. They are caregivers, and then they are also in some instances they are breadwinners.
True.
And so you find out that at the end of the day, well, women tend to actually put in more hours in giving all they have, you know, probably more than men, because some men shy away from things like looking after the kids or getting involved in things like that. But that has also changed, because now you tend to see men want to really participate in their kids' lives as they're growing up, you know, to be part of raising the children, not necessarily being the provider and then stopping there, but rather getting involved in things like probably attending PTA meetings and having to do some sports things together, you know, just bond and then just tell the woman to rest for a bit and then let them take charge of certain things. Yes, it's changing. It's actually there's really a big shift from how it was probably in the 50s or before the 50s, 60s, you know, compared to now. So yeah, so I want to say we're doing very well in that aspect. Yeah. So I'm sure you agree, and that's why you're smiling.
Yes. Today is International Women's Day. We join our voices with millions around the world to say, break the bias against women.
9 Mobile. Here for you. Here for Naija.